right, guys. So we have a success starter for adding and subtracting decimals. I am going to go over a few of these really quickly. You know, I might do one of each. Let's do that. One of each, okay? So let's look at number one. If you did not get this correct, I need you to make corrections on your paper. Yes? All right. So our first problem here says 1.6 plus 11. 1.6 plus 11. So I'm going to go ahead and put my 1.6. But notice my 11, it doesn't have a decimal point, does it? No. So that means it's a whole number, guys. So that means I need to line up my 11 here and line up those decimals. You see that? So then I'm going to follow my next step in my notes and put my placeholder 0 there. So I'm going to go ahead and add this. My handwriting is a little weird right now. All right, so 6 plus 0. 6. 1 plus 1. 2. And then we're just bringing down our 1. And we got our decimal point right there. Boom. So your answer should be 12.6. All right, 12.6. All right, let's look at number 3. Let's look at number 3. All right, so number 3 says 7.7 minus 2.8. 7.7 minus 2.8. And the reason why I like this one so much, guys, is because it gives us an opportunity to do some regrouping. So let's go ahead. We have our 7.7, and we're going to line up our 2.8. So we need to come over here. We have this 7 minus 8. We're going to come over here. Oops, cross that out. Put our 6, right? Make this a 17. 17 minus 8 is what, guys? 9. Very good. Pop our decimal down. 6 minus 2? 4. 4. Your answer should be 4.9 for this one. If you do not have 4.9, you need to look at what I just did and make sure that you followed those steps. 4.9. All right, so now let's move on to what we have today, okay? First, let's start with our learning target. Y'all ready? Go ahead, clear your throats, get it ready. I want you nice and loud, no screaming, but nice and loud, okay? All right, get ready. I can multiply decimals without a calculator. Very good. So in order to multiply decimals without a calculator, we are going to take some guided notes. That was the green sheet you received. Then we're going to do some guided practice together, and then you're going to do some independent practice. But let's talk about this with multiplying decimals, guys. I'm telling you, you're going to use an old skill of multiplying with multiple numbers, right? Multi-digit multiplication. But we're going to add in our decimals. Now, you have a green resource sheet today. Going forward, your notes will be on green paper. Why? Because green means what at a stop sign, at a stoplight? What does green mean? Go. Green for go, look at your resources. Yes? All right, so let's go ahead and look at our notes. These notes are going to be really quick for us to take. So go ahead and make sure your name, date, class period is at the top. Name, date, class period. Go ahead and put my DJ tag. And today's date is 8/12. And this is third period. First class, but third period this year. All right, so remember I said I like to give you guys the steps. So if you follow the steps, I can see if you having some trouble, I can see which step you struggled with. So let's look at step one. Line up the numbers to the, no, this is multiplication. So this is line up the numbers to the right. Line up the numbers to the right vertically. Remember when we did our vertical, it's up and down, right? So we're going to line them up vertically. Now, step two is to multiply as normal. Just do a little happy face there. Just a little smiley face. All right, step three, count. Count. You are going to count the number of decimal places in both numbers. You should be filling this in. And our step four is insert the decimal in the product. Who can tell me what does product mean? What does product mean? Yes. All right. I need something a little more specific. Yes. Boom. Exactly. The product is the answer to a multiplication problem. So you would insert the decimal into the product. All right. Everybody got these notes? All right, so I'm going to clear this and we are going to look at an example on the bottom of this sheet. Scroll down some. And our very last, we always want to make sure we check to see if the answer is reasonable. Sometimes it's easier than other times. So let's check here. We have 0.24 times 0.6. All right, so what was our first step, guys? I don't think your paper said to line up the decimals. That's the difference. When we were doing adding and subtracting, we had to line up the numbers and the decimals, didn't we? Yeah. This time we do not. We just line up the numbers for multiplication. Yep. So 0.24 and a 0.6. Notice this is to the right. Y'all see that? Yeah. And they're all lined up. So now our next step is to multiply as usual. 6 times 4 is what? 24. Put my 4 here, pop my 2 up there. 6 times 2 is what? 12. Plus that 2. 14. Put my 4, pop my 1 over here. 6 times 0? 0. Plus that 1? 1. Very good. Okay, and then this one is all zeros, right? Yeah. So we don't have to mess with that. So now we have our 144, but we're not done yet. What is our next step after we multiply? Thank you. Count. Our next step on our notes is to count. Yes? Count what? The number of decimal places. What that means when we say decimal places, guys, we're talking about the numbers, the amount of numbers that are after this decimal. So how many do we have up here? 2. 2. And how many do we have here? 1. 2 plus 1 is how much? 3. 3. So what that means is we're going to start from here and go 1, 2, 3. That's where our decimal belongs. So our final answer is 0.144. Yeah. All right. Everybody got that? Yes. Yes, no, maybe so? Yes. All right. All right. So let's go ahead and let's check out some guided practice. Let's check out some guided practice. So here's what you are going to do. I'm going to call up one person from each group, and you're going to go to the U table and get the number of packets you need for your group. Red team, send up a representative. Let's go. Red team, go ahead and go up. Orange team, go ahead and go up. grab the number you need for your group. Let's do this quickly, ladies. All right, yellow team. Green team. Blue team. All right, everybody should have a packet. Go ahead and get your name, date, class period at the top once you have your packet. No, people, we're about to use them. We're going to use them for our work. I want you guys to get used to using your resources. All right. So again, make sure your name, date, class period is at the top. We're going to look at this first page. It says guided practice. This should be, I believe it's page 26. We're going to do a couple of these together. All right, let's look at it. It's telling us to multiply. Let's look at number 1. Can you pass those out, sir? Thank you. All right, let's look at number 1. Number 1 says 2.7 times 6. 2.7 times 6. So what's our first step on our notes, guys? Line up the numbers to the right. So I lined up my numbers. What's my next step? Multiply is normal. 6 times 7. All right, put my 2, pop my 4 up here. 6 times 2, plus that 4. Very good. Y'all see that? And boom, we multiplied as normal. What's our next step? Count the number of decimal places. You guys see that? So we only have one number that's a decimal, don't we? How many decimal places does it have? 1. So we're only going to move our decimal place 1 time. So our answer is 16.2. I'll see that. And remember we said about checking and see if your answer is reasonable, right? 2.7 is almost how much? It's almost 3, right? So if I said 3 times 6, that gives me what? 18. So I know my answer is not going to be more than 18. Do you see that? Yes. I'm not going to get 162, right? This is to help you think when you're putting your decimal place in, does that even make sense? Some people might have left that as 162, but I know that if I have $2.70 times 6, that's not going to give me 162. Do you see that? That'd be way too much. All right, so let's look at another one. You guys, I'm going to let you pick. What's another one of these that you want me to go over? Number 6? Yes. All right, so let's look at number 6. It's 0.0. Is that a 6.5? Yes. All right, told y'all with my old eyes, right? And I'm going to multiply that by 18. You guys picked a good one. All right, so I lined up my numbers to the right. Now it's time for me to multiply as normal. 8 times 5. 40. Put my 0 there, pop my 4 up here. 8 times 6. 40. Plus 4. 52. Very good. Pop my 5 over here. 8 times 0. 0. Plus 5. No. 15. 8 times 0. 0. Plus 5. 0 plus 5. Very good. All right. So we're done with 8, aren't we? Yeah. Yeah, we need to move on to our next number, which in this case is a 1. So I'm done with this 8. So now I'm going to, we're going to mark our place. And you can do that by putting a placeholder 0 or putting an X. I know when I was a kid, we used a placeholder 0 or we put like a heart or a star or whatever, right? Okay, so let's go ahead. 1 times 5. 1 times 6. Then the rest of these are just zeros, right? So we are done. All right, 0 plus nothing there. We're just going to bring down our 0. 2 plus 5. 5 plus 6. 11. But we're not done yet. Yes, we need to insert our decimal in a product, but we can't insert that. We're skipping a step. What is the step before we insert the decimal? Yes, guys, you cannot skip steps. Do you understand? Now it's time for us to count. So up here we had, here's the decimal point. How many places after that decimal? 3. And then 18 was a whole number, right? So we didn't have any. So we need to move our decimal 3 places. 1, 2, 3. So our final answer is 1.170. Y'all see that? Yes. Yes. Very good question. That's an excellent question. That 0 at the end is not even necessary. We could have just written it as 1.17. Yes? Yes, but in this case, it's not. Very good. All right, so we are going to, everybody got this? Yes. Let's move on. In your packet, I'm going to clear this. In your packet, let's go to the next guided practice page. It's page, I believe it says 34 on it. It's 35. No, I thought it's 34. Yep. Just say guided practice. 34, good, all right. What? I'm asking you to turn to the guided practice, guys. The second guided practice. Gotta, hey, focus. All right, let's look at number 1. 0.6. Now remember, before we were doing decimals times whole numbers, right? Now we're going to practice our decimals times our decimals, okay? So let's look at number 1, 0.6 times 0.5. So our first step is to line up our numbers to the right. It does not matter. In this case, they just happen to match, right? But we're just worried about the numbers lining up properly. And now we're going to multiply as normal. So 5 times 6, 30. So we're going to put our 0 and pop our 3 up here. 5 times 0 plus that 3. You may say, ooh, it's 30. No. Ah, okay. So what's our next step? Yes, count the decimal places in both numbers. So in this first number, how many decimal places? 1. In this second number, how many decimal places? 1. How many total decimal places? 2. Very good. So I'm going to start all the way here to the right and move 1, 2. That's my decimal point there. So I can write this as 0.3 or 0.30. Y'all see that? All right, I'm going to let you guys choose. What's another one you want me to go over? Number 2? Yeah. Woo, 2's a big boy. Let's see. I mean, it is. Let's see. I mean, y'all picking some good ones. Okay, boo. All right, so let's see. Woo, let's see if Miss Tate's gonna have space. All right, we're gonna see if we have space. I'm gonna try to write as small as possible, but still allowing you guys to see that. Let's see, so I have 27.43. And remember, I am lining up my numbers and not worrying about where my decimals are. You see that? All my numbers are lined up. All right, now it's time for us. Whew, crack my knuckles. Get ready for this work. Yeah, go ahead, crack your knuckles. I need thinking caps on. Everybody get those thinking caps on. Yeah. You forgot your thinking cap? I need you to rummage in your bag and get it. All right, let's go ahead and start this one. Y'all ready? All right, 9 times 3.
27.
27. Put my 7 there, pop my 2. 9 times 4. Plus 2. Put my 8, pop my 3. 9 times 7. 63. Plus 3. 66. My 6 there, pop this up here. 9 times 2.
18.
Plus 6. All right, so we're done with that first layer. I know, that's what I was worried about, if I was gonna have enough space. All right, let's put our placeholder. I'm gonna use a heart. All right, let's start with our 8. 8 times 3. 24. Put my 4, pop my 2 up here. 8 times 4. 32. Plus that 2.
34.
34. Very good, guys. All right, 8 times 7.
54. 56.
56. Very good. Plus that 3.
59.
59. Oh, girl, you on a roll. All right, very good. 59. All right, so I'm going to pop this here. All right, 8 times 2. Plus 5.
Wait, 21. Yeah.
21. All right. We're done with that. Still have. Yeah, we're not done yet. I'm gonna have to, once we do this next layer, I'm gonna have to carry on over here, right? All right, so now we are done with that side, right? We are going to now go ahead and start our next layer. Yes, we have to do 2 placeholders now. So I'm gonna put 2 hearts. Don't laugh at my weird heart. All right. So now we're done with that 8. We're done with these up here. Let me get a little eraser. I can just erase this so I can write clearly. All right. So now we're starting with the 0. This should be easy, right?
Yeah.
0 times 3. 0 times 4.
0.
0 times 7.
0.
0 times 2.
0.
Very easy, right?
Yeah.
All right. So now we need to start another level. Oh, a lot. And another one. All right. So this time we have to do how many places? 3. 1, 2, 3. Woo! All right. 1 times 3. 1 times 4. 1 times 7. 1 times 2. That was at least easy, right? Whew. All right, so we need to line all of these up. We don't even have to write all of these 0 ones, right? But let's line all of these up properly. 2, 4, 6, 8, 7. Our next row was 4, 4, 9, 1 and 2. And then our next row 0, 0. Remember, we can skip all 0 ones because it's not going to add anything to this. Next, 3, 4, 7, 2. Woo! Wow, right? Yeah, we got a lot. All right. So 7 plus 0 plus 0. 8 plus 4 plus 0. Pop our 2, put our 2, pop our 1 up here. 6 plus 1 plus 4 plus 0. So put my 1, pop my 1 up here. 4 plus 1 plus 9 plus 3. Put my 7, pop my 1. 1 plus 2 plus 1 plus 4. All right, 2 plus 7. And then just bring down our 2. Woo! 2, 9, 8, 7, 1, 2, 7. But we're not done yet. We need to count the decimal places, don't we? Yes, so in this first number, how many decimal places? 2. And in this last number, how many? 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Total of how many? 5. So let's start here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, all right, so our answer here is 29.87127. Woo! It does seem like a safe code, doesn't it? All right, guys. So now we have our guided practice. Yes. We have our guided practice. Let me see something though. I'm going to clear. Everybody have? You guys have this? Yes. All right. So I'm going to clear this. All right. So here's what I want you guys to do. All eyes on me. Thank you for your attention. All right. So listen carefully. You guys are going to now finish both of those independent practice sheets. Yes? Independent practice. But I'm looking at the time. Yes, I'm looking correctly. We are going to go ahead and go to lunch. All right. So when we get back from lunch, we will continue our work. I'm going to go ahead and put up on the screen the agenda writing. So when you come back, you can be ready to write down your agenda writing for the day, your homework. All right, that one was tough, but it's going to be okay. You guys got this.